So, Ryan, for those who don't know, what is Alternative Wales?
Alternative Wales is a fanzine and a podcast and just a whole community that sort of celebrates Welsh football culture.
And how did the idea for Alternative Wales sort of come about?
It's been knocking around my head for a good few years now. I remember first thinking of the idea in Bosnia away in 2015 because it was the same day that Wales were playing Australia in the Rugby World Cup, and it was the same day Wales were going to qualify for their first major tournament since 1958. And I just thought, like, the country was split, and I just thought that, what people expect of Wales from outside of Wales is sort of rugby and that sort of thing, whereas what Welsh football had become was like an alternative counterculture to sort of what people saw as mainstream Welsh culture, and that's sort of where the term Alternative Wales came about. And then I remember in France during the Euro sort of thinking more about what Alternative Wales could be, and then the idea of a fanzine came around, and then it just sort of snowballed from there and into what it is now.
So you touch upon there the fan culture. Fan culture, politics and music are all linked for Wales fans. There must be quite a core following of people, who go to watch Wales away, who support Alternative Wales.
Yeah, I think that's why I knew it would work, because that's the thing about following Wales away is it's everyone's like-minded. Everyone has the same reasons for being there. Everyone likes the same music. Everyone dresses in a similar way. So I sort of knew that if we could capture that somehow in the fanzine, in the podcast, that people would enjoy it because I enjoy it, and because we have the same interests. So I think that what makes it work.
And how does the Welsh football scene act as a driving force for independence?
I think what Welsh football culture is doing for the independence movement is giving it a way of existing. So, like, Wales as a football team is an independent football team. So it's one of the only ways in day-to-day life that we are Wales rather than Wales part of the United Kingdom. So first of all, it does that, and then because of the fan culture, and you've got like there's a shared voice, so people talk to each other, people educate each other. And I think that's what sort of gains the following. And because Welsh football culture is cool, I think it just sort of normalises it for a lot of people.
And what's the one sort of piece of work or interview that you've been most proud of during your time doing Alternative Wales so far?
It's quite a lot, really. I think there's different ones for different reasons. The first issue we interviewed Jess Fishlock, which I thought was a really important conversation. She spoke obviously a lot about her football career, but also her sort of role as a role model and an activist. I thought that was really, really intriguing, and obviously to interview the captain of Wales and the most capped player of all time is an honour. Obviously, Ellis James was a bit of an influence on everything as someone who's in the mainstream that sort of represents Welsh fan culture. That was a cool interview, and Laura McAllister as well in the recent one. Again, another important voice coming out of Welsh football, not only in football obviously, but in politics as well. But yeah, everyone who gets involved offers something different, and I think that's what we wanted to do originally was sort of bring together all these brilliant voices and put them in one place for people.
And you organised a charity football match raising money for 10 of Us Cancer, which raised over £1,000, where it was an alternative Wales football team against the Wales supporters team. How did the idea sort of come about, and how did you think the day went?
Something I always wanted to do. I just thought, again, all these people who help out, obviously we all sort of know each other from online, or we only ever see each other in pubs and stuff. So I think it was a nice way to sort of get everyone in one place, sort of celebrate a bit of what we've done, and also have a laugh while doing it. And we got to make a kit as well, which was fun. So yeah, it went really well. Other than the result, some questionable performances, but we had a good laugh, which is what it was all about.
And final question, this one's quite a big one. So in an ideal world, explain how you think Alternative Wales would look in 5 years' time.
I think it needs to I want to keep it growing. I want it to be influential within Wales. Keep giving platform to voices that wouldn't normally get a chance to have a platform. And just keep growing. So I want to do more video stuff, maybe branch into more football stuff. Who knows where that could go in terms of like actual playing, and then work in the community. Well, just keep churning out fanzines. Work with really other good people in the scene, and yeah, just keep it growing and make it a sort of a central point for the culture and the community.